Stan loved Spain, and so did I. Oh my God. But that's changing so quickly too. But we lived right on the ocean, and that's a God story too, in a place called Punta de la Mona. And well, I'll start from the beginning. Stan had one of his episodes, and he went to London. And who was he hanging out with? But oh God, what's his name? The comedian there.
Jack Lemmon?
No, comedian.
Richard Pryor.
No. English comedian who is a big movie star, Pink Panther guy. What's his name? Peter Sellers. Peter Sellers. Okay. So Peter Sellers adores Stan, and Peter and somebody called Spike Milligan, who's really behind all of that wonderful thing later on with Eric the Fish and all of that. Huge comedians. And so Spike and Stan and Peter Sellers were hanging out where Stan had sort of more or less run away from home and was living big style. There was a manic aspect to Stan, big style, at the most expensive hotel in London, where he had his private suite and some private butler who was chilling the drinks for him. Meanwhile, we could hardly pay the milk bill at home. So he's living with Peter, and Peter and Spike didn't know anything about our condition at home, but they were just having a good time with Stan. And in the middle of the night, as drunken people do, I don't think either one of those two were alcoholics, but they got good and boozed. So I'll just have to put on hiatus on that and tell you, this is Lyndhurst, one of the big robber barons of his time. And here is his private hothouse, which is one of the largest in the United States. On top of that, he had a cupola. It was made out of wood originally, and the whole thing burned down. But they would sit on top of that and drink punch and view their private ocean liners, practically, that would take them to Wall Street, these big tycoons.
Wow, look at that.
So here is the castle. It existed before, but he refurbished it, and it became like unbelievable. So here, just there before where we drove, is at the bottom of that hill was where we had that, where Peter Max made the poster, the benefit for the little kids.
Yeah.
That was down here on the river that he did. And so this makes Shadowbrook look like an outhouse. And don't let me forget the other story about Peter Sellers. But meanwhile, at the bottom of this lawn is where we had that first concert that ever was given here.
For the charity?
Yeah.
Let's go down there.
For the kid. We're going. This is just the stables, which is now a full-fledged restaurant and stuff. And in here is a tent where they constantly have events and things. And so he laid all the railroads pretty much in the United States with a very rough hand. People didn't sell the land, he just had somebody shoot them. So he wasn't such a nice guy.
Who was that?
This guy who owned this place.
What was his name?
Gould. There are lots of books and you can Google it.
He was an author?
No, he was a businessman. Ruthless businessman, like a modern version of Monsanto's corporation. Didn't I think I was going to run into you? Elaine?